What's up, guys? Tastes and Narcosis here. Here at the GSL Codas, it is our final match.
That's right. Polt is out. Of course, if you want to support Polt and the team TSL, check out thehandsomehero.com.
It's like our what is it? The support the whale. Like you get a whale.
That's it, man. It's like
same kind of
clean
thing.
a road, keep a road clean. You know, like this highway is kept clean by Fuddruckers of whatever.
You buy a shirt there and go to support the team.
That's right. So, anyways, on to this.
Support them financially. So
OGS Spin against FXO Oz. Atlantis Spaceship. Taste this.
Meet me at Atlantis Spaceship.
I never know where to be because it is a spaceship.
I believe the future of Atlantis Spaceship is bright. Oh. Did you ever play that old game? It's an old game, Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis.
No,
it's actually really good. If you guys are graphic adventure, I know most people don't like those as much because they're not sophisticated, but it's a good game. All right, on to this game. We have, Finn against Oz. I'm sorry, my brain shorted out. All right, let's introduce these two players. Only one will move on. First player, the Terran player from StarCraft I, trying to prove himself here in StarCraft II.
OGS Spin.
That's right. And Finn came into StarCraft II pretty strong, but then once he started playing in Codas, he was just not as dominant. So, I mean, this is sort of a frustrating moment for him. He wants to.
He said he would win his first season.
Yeah, he said
then he got knocked out real quick.
I know. Now his opponent in the top or upper right, I guess we could say, a very solid player, one of the best Protosses out there, although a little bit overshadowed by partying today. His ID is
FXOG.
You know, this is actually a superb day for people that want to learn TVP or PvT.
Why is that, Artosis?
Because every match has been a
because every game we've cast has been that matchup.
Yes, and not just that, but 4 of the top players in the world really going at it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, that's... GSL is so sick at this point. I remember back in the old days where we would be like, oh, I'm so sorry, guys. 3/4 of GSL are complete jobbers. They have no idea what they're doing. The games are ugly.
Oh, yeah, no, it's totally different now.
You know, it was like hard to actually watch at some points, even though a lot of good games were in it still. A lot of bad games were as well. And nowadays, it's like we look at it, and, I mean, who are the top 16 players in GSL? It's like... Listen, it's so ridiculous.
It's very, very difficult to say. I mean, in Season 1, it was like, look, we have this guy who doesn't really understand RTS games playing against a penguin. And I'm like, well, this is going to be tough to cast, you know.
I'm like, listen, I think the penguin actually deserved to win that.
I know. I think the penguin seemed to understand the game a little bit better. You know.
Yeah.
It was an Emperor penguin. They are some of the smarter ones.
Yeah, they're pretty smart, man. It's unfortunate he dropped his egg, you know.
Yeah, he dropped his egg.
That egg hits the ground for 1 second.
He saw that medevac come to his base. The egg just hit the ground.
It did. Just for a second, he picked it right back up. But, I mean, you know what happens, man. Antarctica is just too cold.
It's too cold. If the egg touches the ground once.
It was his side on the outside of the circle. His turn, man.
Yeah.
It's too bad. All right,
so we got the cannon build coming up here.
I'm so happy that he's actually done. Is this the 3rd time that he's done this now? 2 times on the Antigua.
He did some other build in one of the other games. I forget, though.
Okay, so that actually makes me really happy, though. The more games that you can find of someone doing the same build in a recent
what it indicates is there's no gimmick to it.
Yeah, not just no gimmick, but you can see the different variations they do against various things that they scout. Really helps with tearing apart exactly how the build works. Very excited to steal this build and use it on some of my least favorite PvT maps. All right.
It makes me wonder certain things, though. For instance, like, let's say the guy goes like 2 racks, right? Mm-hmm. And, you know, okay, so then you identify that. You're like, okay, 2 more cannons. I wonder, like, what happens if you just manage to, like, run by?
Well,
you know, like, weird situations.
I
guess
hit point
you would have stim by then, but
the hit point. That's why I was mentioning that mech would, if you just open mech straight against this build, because he does this build pretty blind, because it is so safe against the current metagame of TVP. But The hit point versus speed ratio of Marines to cannons, just you'll never get by there. It's never going to be cost efficient. In fact, you'll see it coming so far ahead of time you can pull your probes to probably block, and then everything gets slaughtered, and you just have 2 Nexus. But like, let's say that you just open up with 4 Hellions. Guess what's getting by that cannon without any losses? 4 Hellions are. So.
Oh, that's actually an even better point. Yeah, what if you got a few Hellions?
Yeah, it's, they're quicker, they have more hit points. Marines, you're never going to get by a cannon. It's like slowlings trying to run by a finished cannon.
If I saw the cannon first build, you know what I would actually do is I would make my factory outside their main and float it in.
Oh, that's kind of cute. Yeah, Reapers could be nice too, perhaps.
Yeah, it's something like that.
But the thing is, people don't open with those builds that often, and I'm sure that Oz has some fail-safes against that type of stuff if it happens, and maybe they don't work every time, but he has more practice doing this against that than you have doing that against this.
Right. Well, I remember, as you know, like I was going Nexus first, like in StarCraft 1 way before everybody was. And
you and White Raw were little jerks with that build.
Yeah, man. People are like, you can't actually hold an attack with that, and it turns out you actually can, but then and I was winning a lot of games with it, and I was really happy with the build, but then somebody finally just figured out that actually you just get vultures and
drop them in the main.
Drop them in the main and then attack the front because my robo's late. Spider Mines just kill me, and then I just had to kind of drop the build.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that actually just beats this. There's pretty much nothing you can do to stop that.
There's a ridiculous amount of metagame that happens when a game gets more figured out. It's really cool. So, for instance, if this build does get really big, then we might see, Reactor Kelly plus Starport builds and stuff, which, this build would have a hard time with, most likely. Anyways, so, Finn has map control right now, but Oz is looking solid. He's getting his blink really quick. He's getting his +1 attack ever since his armor's already done. And it looks like he's actually just going to go Stalkers. He's actually getting a ton of gates right now. He's already going up to 7. And in fact, he might even be going up to 8. Yeah, he's going up to 8 gates.
So you going to try to do some kind of heavy timing?
Oh, absolutely, yes. No question about that.
What are your thoughts about doing mass Stalker stuff like this against these infantry Terrans?
Well, it looks a lot of times silly, but with exactly what he has some Zealots in there. He has some Sentries in there. He can warp in more if he wants, but he's going to just go pure Stalker. And the thing is, he's going to be able to use his Blink Micro so well with his huge number of Stalkers and a few Force Fields and a few Zealots to tank. I feel like he's going to kill. I feel like he might very well
do as well is if he got Hallucination, he could get a Sentry out.
That's true.
And then blink into the main.
That's,
with all these,
but after such a quick expand, I would say that it's just a frontal attack. You actually just want to kill everything.
Okay, now this is going to be huge because he's sending 2 medevacs.
He has blink.
He's got blink.
Oh my God! Right. Watch this! Watch this! This is a game over. Bam! Down go both medevacs, but actually he's going to lose a lot of Stalkers here. Not the best.
He's like, oh my God! Wait, these are Stalkers. They die really quickly, anyways. Yeah. Now, here's the problem, guys. That was basically a gift basket.
Well, we do have a little attack here at the front, but yeah, these units are actually going to have to probably run away as well. Filling up 1 of 8 gates doesn't actually matter right now to Oz. If Oz can kill off this army, he's happy as can be, but he's lost a lot of Stalkers, so at this point, just warping in a lot of Zealots to go with his Sentries, not a terrible choice. If you don't get that overwhelming amount of Stalkers, then you can be in a lot of trouble. So.
Kind of fudge to that force field setup.
Mm-hmm. All right, so he is going back to Stalkers a little bit. He, once again, has a pretty good tanking army, but I think he's just going to go ahead and expand from here. He lost a decent number of Stalkers to that 1 drop. And
it was a bit of an exchange.
It's
it's a dead even supply now as well. Excuse me, Artosis, I'm going to check your PC. It's 48 SCVs to 55 probes. So that's actually pretty balanced economically when you consider mules are going to be factored in here.
Mm-hmm. And one thing we haven't seen from Finn yet is any sign that he's going to expand again.
Now, he does see these High Templars, so he knows that that's happening. High Templar going, no, Blizzard, why did you not give me an attack ability?
I would have given anything for High Templars to have an attack ability in StarCraft 1 cases.
Yeah, man.
Because then my units actually would have attacked them.
Oh, that's true. That's right. They don't default
attack
that stuff.
Hell, man, I'll give them 20 damage. I don't care. Just let my stuff actually
Give him like the Arbiter attack.
Oh, yeah.
The Arbiter like actually. Remember that ceremony? The Arbiter does 5 damage.
Yeah.
It attacks slower than a probe.
It was pretty bad.
I was like, well, I mean, does this thing even really need an attack?
Well, it did 10 explosives, so.
Oh, that's true, but you know.
All right, so Finn going for another drop here. He's even scanning the main when he wants to drop. Moving across the map at the same time. You know, he is behind on upgrades. His +1 not even done yet, whereas we already have 2-1 on Oz.
Oh my god, again.
Oz is in like such a good spot, but this is a scary army for Finn. Nice force field.
Oh, no, it's a disaster.
Yeah, and he does have Psystorm, so at this point, you know, even though the supplies are even, Oz has 3 bases, way better upgrades. Charge is just about to finish, and he has Psystorm.
All right,
Oz
Charge finishes
in a dominating spot, and
almost. Okay, now it does.
there we go.
Oh man, blinkage over here. Finn losing these valuable medevacs.
And I mean, from here with Charge and Blink upgrades done, even though Kiting Hanakuri can always blink up if he needs to, but right here with no Zealots left, just chooses that defensive blink micro. Really great job. And look at that, as they start attacking the Zealots, you can blink right up, start targeting those down. Great moves here by Oz. And,
Yeah, Oz playing really well.
Even though he got a little bit ahead in that battle as far as supply goes, the big story is still the upgrades. He's got 2-1 against just 1-0. He's got his second attack on the way. He's got an additional base. Finn finally did make another command center, but it's very late compared to Oz's. So Oz right now is, he's got to be feeling just perfect for this game. I really see him taking down game number 1.
And we see Finn moving out now. Finn really, most of his attacks being rendered impotent throughout this series so far. He is behind economically. He's lost a lot of his army. He lost a lot of medevacs, which is very important because unlike Marines and Marauders, who just spill out huge droves, these medevacs are only coming from one place and they can only come out 2 at a time. So,
yeah, that's like your long-term unit. You really want to build those up, not lose those through the game.
It's
They're
like,
kinda
it's
your
like sentries. Yeah, well said. All right, now let's see if he can actually deny the space here.
Well, you know, he does have a good number of High Templars coming up. There are ghosts for Finn, but they did not get Mobius reactors, so he's still got a few seconds left to get any EMPs.
The attacks right now, it's going to be huge.
And there we go. He has EMP ready right this second.
All right, it's been triggered. Storm getting thrown down here.
Pretty good storm so far. Good snipes as well,
EMP, though.
And
I think he has to keep attacking here. The Zealots, there's no way they're going to get away.
yeah, it looks like the Zealots will all die off, but, you know, he can get away with the rest of his units. Finn not bringing down the rest of his rallies. There he goes, finally using those rallies.
He's getting those medevacs again.
Always a nice move, but you want to be careful not to lose all your expensive units. Looks like he will end up losing some more sentries. I love this. Look at how he targets the front ones so that the back ones get slowed down. Beautiful move because those front ones slow and then the ones behind them in a line slow down. They don't like to bump each other. And just really great moves there by Finn. But Oz, during all this, even though Finn has gone up that additional base, is taking a 4th. And if you look at the map right now, a lot of blue spots everywhere. Oz has great recon on this map.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job. By the way, wouldn't it be cool to have a sentry mosh pit? Just imagine a sentry mosh pit.
I feel like they have sharp edges.
Well, I know. Maybe they're hardcore, man. People get hurt in mosh pits.
Yeah, that's true. I'd put a force field up if you were trying to mosh on me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be a coward. I'd just get Guardian Shield and go into the mosh pit. Yeah.
Wow.
These are the things I think about.
Very interesting.
Another 140 supplied to 160.
Now, we do have 1-1 upgrades for Finn. He does have 2-2 on the way, about a third of the way done. Whereas
no Mobius reactors still.
3-1 for Oz. Size storm. Well, decent size storm so far. And just keeping Finn's army back. Beautiful size storm that last one. And he's just saying, hey, come up this ramp. I dare you.
He's saying, come at me, bro. Come at me, bro.
Right now, Oz in the main base of his opponent.
The Immortal's being isolated here. That's actually very unfortunate because, but wow, I mean, there's a lot of damage being dealt here
right
inside the main.
Yeah.
He's not even kind of, that's a GG.
GG. You know, really good play by Oz that game. I love this build. The more I see it, the more I love it. Really, really well done. And I'm just actually so excited about this build. I want to see what this build's going to do to the metagame.
I'm really curious
realize how
because
strong it is.
we got so many Terrans in Code S. Is he going to keep using this build? I mean, everybody's watching right now.
Yeah. Well, until someone comes up with a counter that he really feels is a strong counter to it. Yeah, why not? And wow, I really do love it. Finn played a pretty good game there, but you know, when he flew in with those dropships in the main base, when you're really putting all your eggs in that basket, when you're on 2 base and your opponent is having that many units sitting at his home still, because he did go up to the 8 gates. He was planning to go attack with Blink, but as Finn moved out, he's like, well, I guess you're doing your job for me. All I need to do is reduce your amount of units right now because my economy is a little bit quicker than yours, and I have my 8 gates and I have good upgrades. You don't really quite have that.
I feel like it's almost too predictable now when Terrans drop. You can even get it down, like with the game time run, you can even get it down to basically the exact 10-second window.
Based on how you see them open, you're going to know. If the marine, if a strong marine attack doesn't come, you're going to basically know exactly when the dropships are coming.
And if you notice, these Protoss players are just parking their army in the drop location, and then
keep part of it up there.
The drop comes, and you know he's like, voila, Blink on top of that, kill off all your stuff, and now you're behind. And I think Terran players are going to have to start respecting that because it's definitely becoming apparent that these Protosses are prepared. We're going to go into game number 2 here, and we're going to see if Finn is going to be able to come back or if Oz is just too damn good. Let's find out. Tasteless and Artosis bringing you the best StarCraft II esports action in the world. None other than the GSL.